Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video in the studio. And today we're going to talk about something a bit different. We're going to talk about motherboards. And I don't normally do this, and I know some of you might be like, I'm watching the videos, I like the videos, but I'm not interested in motherboards. Here's why you should be. I'm currently building a very large scale product. It would help if I could actually say the word project, wouldn't it? Building a very large scale project, and this is going to feature a complete water cooling loop. I'm very excited about it. I'll be sharing all the stuff we're doing with you as we go through. And if it's live, which it definitely won't be for a few months, I will leave it in the eye in the top right hand corner. But it all starts with the components, and I've been carefully curating components for this for a while, because this is going to be my personal rig. And when MSI sent out their latest board, this one here, which is the X99A Gaming Carbon, I basically had one question: should I use this in my build? And Asus have sent out their X99 Strix board. So I've got a question with that one: should that go in my build? So the question is, which one should I put in my build, and is this one any good? Hence the review of this motherboard. And so then, let's take a closer look at the motherboard. Now, this is an X99 platform build, and I'm utilising the Intel 6900K for my testing. Now, inside the box you'll find that we have the motherboard itself, a whole plethora of SATA cables to choose from, driver CDs, 2 SLI bridges, front panel connectors, I/O shield, and then you've got some motherboard header extensions for the LEDs. The design of the motherboard is very neutral and features a two-tone design with black and silver accents. We've also got carbon-like effects used throughout, and then we've got RGB zones that light up and can be customized in software. Looking to the top of the motherboard, you'll find 8 Ddr4 Ram slots, and these, alongside the PCIe slots, or at least the full-length ones, are covered in the armor plating that should help these components to stop bending or stop breaking if you do a lot of component swapping. At the bottom of the motherboard you'll also find the LED header, and if you have some RGB LED strips you can then plug these in and then customize them in software to any color or any effect really that you have in the MSI library, and you can create some really cool effects. Move up a little bit from the LED header and you'll find the M.2 slot that supports the latest and greatest storage options, so if you want the fastest SSD possible, this is the way to do it. You've got loads of slots on the side of the board with the likes of SATA Express, and then one of the cool things is a USB Type-C port that you can use to hook up your case easily, and then you'll find another one of these and then an additional Type-A USB 3.1 port on the side of the board along with the rest of the I/O. As you'd expect on a board of this caliber, you've got plenty of fan headers, and you've also got a pump fan header, so if you do have an all-in-one water cooler you can set this up nice and easily, and it's located next to the water pump, or at least where you would put it. And once you've got your motherboard in, I would say that it looks very nice indeed. And it is a shame that the MSI logo is blocked by a graphics card, but you can move this to a lower slot if you like. Now, in the BIOS itself, everything is reasonably well laid out. Once I'd got used to it, it was very easy to get around and navigate. You've got a simple to use mode, you've got advanced modes, and you can set up fan curves very easily. And once I'd done this in the BIOS, everything started working in software. But if I hadn't set this in the BIOS, then it was a little bit funny with the software on the Windows side of things. But I do like the fact that you can see exactly what you've got connected to the motherboard, and you can see where everything is connected, which is a very nice touch. As for the Windows side of things, your software will pretty much do everything that you want for you. You can set up custom fan curves, you can overclock your processor, you can use the included game boost modes to boost your games, overclock your CPU, and a lot of the stuff can be done automatically. Now, it is nice as well that you have MSI Live Update, which can be used to keep track of all the drivers that you need to make everything work properly, and it does this without you having to go to the website and download them manually. And so then, those are all the features of this particular board. And I have to say that it's a very good looking board, and I think that it's going to fit in with loads of people's setups. At a price point like this, you're going to want to make sure that it all sort of fits in with your theme. And it's a very nice, clear, well laid out BIOS. Personally, I still think that the Asus BIOS is nicer, but I think I'm quite biased unfortunately towards that, just because I've been using Asus boards for the last sort of 3 years. I mean, I've got through 3 or 4 boards and they've all been Asus boards, so take my comment there with a pinch of salt, because I imagine if I'd been using MSI boards for the last 3 or 4 years, then I would probably be saying, this is amazing, I know where everything is and it's all really obvious. So yeah, it's a perfectly good acceptable BIOS. I'm probably just used to something else. But features-wise, you can't really fault it. It's got everything you need. It's got plenty of SATA ports. It's got support for those latest and greatest SSDs from the likes of Samsung, 2 terabytes of NVMe. I think that's how you say it. I really struggle saying that word. If you try and say it quickly, NVMe, it's really impossible, but I'm rambling again. So it's got loads of support for loads of different things, and it's got RGB headers, which are really, really useful, and it's a feature that I used myself. You may need to get yourself a little adapter, so I was using some Fantex ones, needed to get a little adapter, but it's not expensive, but it is something to note. So the feature set of the board is ideal. Unfortunately, I did run into an issue with it, and I may or may not be able to resolve it, whereby some of the, I had a bit of a trouble with the RAM slots. But I'm in talks to try and get that resolved, and I've had a board from Asus quite recently that did actually die on me, so can't hold a problem with a board against it in the review really, as long as it's not a widespread issue, which I'm not aware that it is. So if you're looking at a board like this and it's got all of the features and the looks that you want, then I think it's a very good board to look at. I mean, overclocking is going to be made very, very simple with pretty much all the boards at this price point, this one included. And then the other thing that's just slightly strange, and I've got it here actually, is just the way you plug everything in. You plug everything in with these sort of header adapter things. Now I've seen these before. You just plug the headers from your case into these, the cables to the headers nice and easily. And I'm not entirely sure why they've sort of used this system, as it's not, unlike the system that Asus has got, which is just like an extender, and so you plug all the cables into that and then you plug that into your motherboard. Without the extender, it's quite difficult to know what to plug into what, and one of my little pins actually came out as well, and has sort of left me in a bit of trouble, sort of trying to work out where to plug my power LEDs and stuff like that in. Again, it's not a massive issue, but I'm not entirely sure why they've gone and sort of done it quite like that. And again, it's not really a problem with the board as such, but the case that I put it in, which was the Silent Base 600, because a lot of the headers were on the left side of the board, there wasn't actually any cable management space on the case underneath that, so I had to have everything going across the power supply, across the motherboard from the bottom of the case to actually plug everything in. But if I had a case with better cable management, that wouldn't be an issue, but again, it's something to note. So if you're considering this motherboard, I can say that it's a good motherboard, no doubt about that. It's a shame that my board was slightly dodgy with a couple of things, but it's going to be a solid board. I'm sure it's going to last for a very long time, and having features like the PCIe ports and RAM slots that are reinforced is going to make you at least have a bit more peace of mind if you are constantly plugging stuff back in to those ports. And so there you go, that has been a sort of review analysis of the X99A Gaming Carbon from MSI. If you like this sort of style of video and you want to see more motherboard looks at, analysis, blah blah blah, leave it down below, and if you don't, please do let me know down below, because like I said, it's fairly new to the channel, so I don't know whether it's what you want to see or not. For more videos, don't forget to subscribe to PC Centric, and of course the review of the X99, well, it's over there, I don't know what I'm putting over there, the X99 Strix board will be coming very soon, and we'll do a head-to-head comparison there, as well as that water cooling build that I talked about. That will be in the next sort of couple of months or so. Again, it's in the eye in the top right hand corner if it is live at the moment. So there we go. A massive thank you once again, and I'll see you in the next video.